Whoops. I muted again.
And you're lifting it high enough where you guys can get up and over that red box there. Yeah, you guys can touch the mats. Just don't like push them, don't knock them over pretty much. And also this, since we can't really stop it from going over, this bar and this is out of place. So if you guys touch this, it's out. So yeah. And wall's out of play too, so don't like crawl around under there. Any questions on that? Yeah, so the finish is the belt too. So there's a belt in the back, put that in. Is that locking it? Yeah, so this lock, this will lock it like as you go up it locks. I think the highest is like right here. So I mean at that point is good enough. So just like it'll lock as you go. It might drop down like an inch, but it's not gonna fall. Alright, and times for the teams is 2:30, elites is 2:10.
Oh.
Aiden, Xavier, Caden. Yeah, you guys are on the same wave, so you guys don't break on this. Good luck.
You're going to have to change the time because I set them all to 2:30.
What? Alright, so I just said
Alright, at least get 2:30. I don't feel like changing the clock. You're welcome.
they can move these.
Yeah, they can move them, they just can't use the hands.
All right. So for the... Oh, I can't, dude. I'm all corded up. All right, no. Lift it back up. Why is this? You just made resetting this so much harder.
It's not going to go over this.
You don't think so? Go back up.
What?
Go back up. Not that high. Not all the way up. Oh, right. I took the weight off. As long as there's like a good amount of clearance, that's good. As long as there's clearance enough on the other side where they're not going to accidentally bump into the white.
Is there any way to make this white, like, make the white strap shorter, too?
White straps?
Yeah, we pulled off.
You don't have yeah, just go through this one, please. Right.
How much time before we start?
Until we start. Yeah.
She's first, so she needs some warm up time. So I gotta.
Yeah. We're, so the first two obstacles are exactly the same, right? Okay.
If they can dive through that, like, go for it.
Yeah, with so little run up.
I don't know if that people win.
Okay. So I recognize that's. Oh. I don't know. The stream was muted for the first little bit of that walkthrough there, so I'll just catch everybody up. The first couple obstacles are exactly the same as they have been for the entire weekend. Red squares are the only thing in play for obstacle 1. Going to the blue, not a spillover, so they got to stick the landing, make that turn onto the quad steps, where the rock wall is then in play for the hands only on this right-hand side of the tape. Once they get past that tape line, only the brain and the rope are in play for the hands, and then from there it is feet only on the rocks. Going from the rocks, we're going to the green again. Now this is the first change for the teen and elite course. You'll see that there are no hanging obstacles, and that is because they will be using the pole to go up, and the sticks are the start platform, or well, not the start platform, but the grips that they're going to be using to get through this third obstacle here. So sticks, they get 2 of them that are allowed to move, and then they got to angle their swing to get a dismount right over here on the red pad. Now you'll notice that there's a cage around the first red balloon, or the only red balloon. That is so to prevent people from sliding the balloon out of place, moving it to a more advantageous position intentionally. So if they're engaged with the balloon while it is outside of the pink, that is considered a fault and will result in a end of time for their run. So they have to go from the red balloon to the bar and then to the black box. And then from there, the hanging hold line is identical to that of the young adult and the adult males. So they just swing through there and dismount on the blue and green mat at the end. Continuing on around this way, again, they use the rope to swing through and make it to the ladder and climb up. Now the holds have been changed out for this age group, or these 2 divisions, such that they only have that narrow ledge at the start, and then they have to use these smaller bogies only on the cliff line here. So it is bogies only going through this way. They get 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. T-ledge is in play entirely, so that's the red hold hanging in the center there. And then they're going to go across to the cliffhanger on the opposite side. After they make it to that cliffhanger, all of the devil steps are in play. They can use as many or as few as they'd like. And then the dismount is that red pad right there on the floor there. From that point, it is going to be probably the most challenging obstacle of the entire weekend, where you have to go, or well, you may go up to the pink bar, or the silver bar here with the pink tape on it, and then use that to engage with the bar that is not currently set up. But the bar is a free hanging bar now that will hang onto the cradles, or the red drone cradles there. You must use that bar to make your way down the lane as far as you deem necessary to go all the way down, and then as before, the UFO is the clear point for that obstacle, and then you must simply dismount from the UFO. Wall is allowed to be used to the red map over there, kitty corner around the pole. And then the last challenge is going under the wall after you lift it up. So
it's teens first.
you just have to scroll down and do them. Just call them up. So once they get to the wall, they have to lift that up. The reason that white PVC pipe is there is to deter people from trying to dive through, because they do get a little bit more space here at the start for a potential run-up. But ideally, that bar, or the piping there, will prevent them from trying to dive through that. And also, the top part of the wall is out of play, so they must go down and lift it, go underneath the wall, and then climb over the red pads to make their way down and ring that bell at the end of the line. So that is it for the teen and the elite course today. I believe the time limit for both, or all 4 groups, is going to be 2.5 minutes. So they're going to have the least amount of time as well. Hopefully, we're going to see a lot of good runs. Lots of speed from every athlete is going to be required, because, again, earlier we had a lot of runs ending at around a minute 40. So every extra swing counts. It's going to be real close. So not a lot of room for errors. You can see a lot of the athletes that are here today kind of mapping things out, talking to their coaches, talking to parents, trying to figure out what the best way to go through each obstacle is going to be. And, you know, such has been the story for the entire weekend. I think that cliff line, that balance obstacle, and the bar at the top there are going to be our 3 points where a lot of athletes are going to have to really, as they say, lock in to get through. So again, the balance, bar hopper, and cliffs. I suppose we could call them bogeys now. There aren't really any cliffhangers left. We got one on the last end, but everything else is a bogey. So everyone's starting to clear the course. It looks like we're going to be getting started here shortly. Everyone's going to have to come to terms with whatever plans they've made and then think about how their approach is from the sidelines. And then from there, it's just putting it all on the line at the start.
Yeah, if you guys could try and find your way up the course soon, we're gonna get started.
On the I don't wanna. I'll pick you up. I'll carry you out of here. Maybe. Hop on. Why do you guys have this bar here? Therese, can you put this in the warm-up room, please? Thank you. Some final look at the obstacles here before we get going. Let me see if I can find out where these sticks are. So you can see that there's one sticking out there. The second stick is there. So we're standing here. We're going to be hanging right about here. That's about how far that dismount's looking. It's not too bad of a jump.
All right, Caitlin.
All right, so it looks like we're starting out with the team wave. We're going to start off with Caitlin coming up here to the start platform. Easy clear on that first obstacle there. Just moving right along the rock wall. Good grab on the brain there. Clears on the green. All right, let's see how this angle looks on the stick holds here. Nice, excellent dismount. Looking strong so far. Off to a great start on these first 3 obstacles. Coming over to the balance. Oh, nice. Bends knees just enough to make sure we stay stable. And then nice and controlled, very calm up here on the grip line. Building up a lot of swing to try and bypass that first nunchuck. Does so, and sticks the landing for the clear on that obstacle. Nice, huge jump out to that ladder. Now, for something I forgot to mention during my walkthrough is the ladder is no longer the touch point for this obstacle. It is now that first bogey there. Now that she's tapped that bogey, she is now clear of the rope obstacle and engaged with the bogeys or the cliff line. So it looks like she's trying to really consider her approach, really evaluating where each of those holds are, because you got to preemptively figure out where you want to be. Building up that swing, there's not a lot of room. Oh, but loses it on that last bogey there, trying to make the transfer across. All right, now this is an official flying bar obstacle. I think the first time Gripz has had one of these. It's taking a second to get your composure together. Trying to go up to the bar. Starting to build that swing up. Now this is an aluminum bar, Not very light. Yeah. If you're not familiar with that kind of move, that can definitely be a little bit daunting. Manages to get that wall up nice and smoothly up here. Drops down to get underneath. And is clear of the wall and clears for the course. An excellent run from Caitlin. Having a little bit of a hard time up there on the bogeys, but definitely doing a great job everywhere else. She got there nice and quick. Saved a lot of time for sure. No wasted movements from what I could tell. All right. So yeah, those bogeys, there's a lot of space in between each of them here. We got all that gap on this side, all that gap over here. So you kind of are forced almost to go through this backwards and make huge moves. Got a lot of commitment. Really trusting your grip strength on this. So our next athlete is up, cruising through, opting to not use the roll on the rocks on the first half of the wall there. Saves a little bit of time for sure, a couple of seconds at the very least. Engages with the pole there to reach out and start using those sticks. Nice. So she's locked up on the sticks there, building that swing up, looking good. Nice, and sticks the landing. So now we're onto our balance line. Twisting that little balloon there to try and get herself in position of what she wants to go. Oh, lands into a body prop. Manages to avoid landing on the carpet. Kept the feet up for sure. Now she's cruising right through these grip line here. Locking up strong on the nunchucks, matching up with two hands, a very good idea. Takes an extra swing, and then goes for the dismount where she lands. She's up here on the rope. Best way to save time when you've got so little. 2:30 is all we got on the clock, so one swing is going to have to be enough, which she manages to do with no issues. All right, so she clears the rope out the Tarzan and is now engaged with the cliff line, reaching out very far. It's a good thing that those feet were up on that ladder. That would have been a very hard move otherwise. Nice. Oh, but she misses the grab on the opposite side of the bogeys here. Considering trying, decides that she does not want to try that flying bar. All right. So I believe this is Bray. That's what her shirt says anyway, so we're just going to go with, going to say just Bray. Very light work on the first obstacle there. Makes a good transition over to the brain. Huge jump out and clears onto the green, making our way over to the sticks. Opts not to move the sticks whatsoever. These do spin a little bit if you don't get two hands on those nice and quick. Strong dismount. Has the body oriented to jump. Oh, and just not enough power in that leap. Came up a little bit short. Now she's making her way onto the grip line here. Skips that second cannonball. Gets a strong hold on that nunchuck. Two excellent pullbacks and then dismounts. Nice, huge toss. Almost misses the ladder. Makes that first contact. She decides to go for a forward approach, which could prove advantageous at the start, but now we're up here and too much momentum throws her off. She said, no flying bar for me, thanks. She said, no door for me either. I've had enough. What?
I said it should change it for teams.
I don't know. Teams seem to be intimidated by our flying bar obstacle. And could be a strategy though. It could be just them saying, "Hey, I want to save my energy for later," because it is already a fairly taxing course in terms of your grip, and the challenge course is pretty similar. It's going to be daunting and tax the grip strength quite a bit if you guys have been following that one at all. So Aiden is up, gets a good amount of swing here, matches up on that first half of the stick, lines his swing up beautifully. He's just got to stick the dismount here. Oh, stumbles a little bit, but manages to redeem itself. Hops across. Oh! Wobbles a little bit on the balance, but secures himself. He goes for the next obstacle. Looking very strong up here. Nice. Good and controlled. His swing is straight. Reaching a little bit high on that first nunchuck, or that second nunchuck, and adjust accordingly so as to avoid getting called out. A little bit shy of that ladder. But he comes back to correct himself. Comes back with more fire. Gets his feet up, and he's going up. So again, he has to engage with that first cliff ledge there in order to get the clear. There we go, good. Now he's clear of the ladder, and he's making his way up onto the bogies. This is going to be a really tough reach. He's got a lot of swing going into this. Hopefully it's not too much. Oh, misses the grab, but from there it just tosses him off. He's thinking about giving the flying bar a shot. So it's going to be our second look at the flying bar today. Let's see how it looks. He's got the switch grip locked in. Very good idea on a free bar like this that has potential to rotate on you. He's eyeing that right side, wants to make sure it comes out and does what he needs it to do. Got a decent amount of swing. I don't think you need too much for this first transfer. Oh, and he bails, deciding that he doesn't want to go for it, but decides that the wall is where he's going to show off his stuff. Getting down low, engaging a lot. He wedges his knee underneath. Come on, Aiden. Both feet, both feet. There we go, nice. There's the power. We just need a little adjustment in the technique there. There we go, nice. Small adjustment in technique made all the difference on that last obstacle there. All right, so we're resetting here. Cruising through this first set of runners today. Just about through all with our teams. I'm not sure what the setup is actually. I should retract that statement.
Lucas.
So we're looking for Lucas. We got Lucas up over there trying to get beats on the next course, but he's got to lock in for the one that stands before him right now. So hopefully that little detour doesn't throw him off his game. We're going to find out here shortly. There he goes. Light steps all the way through. Looking strong. His foot is sliding a little bit on the first quad step. Quickly recovers, jumps out to the green, and sticks the landing. Goes left into the first stick. Hanging on strong. Makes a huge reach there. And then jumps out. Oh, I don't know if that heel touched the ground on that one. It's going to be a close call. If anything, we'll go under video review for that. Makes a good transition from the balance onto that box there. No hands required. Huge swing. Oh, that slip check was a little too in the face there, and he decides that it's got to be used. Oh, and again, another very close call on that dismount there. Nice. Reaches up all the way to the top of the ladder. He's got a lot of weight going backwards. Makes that nice reach around to get to the cliff. And clears the rope obstacle there by engaging with the bogey. Oh, but not enough grip to continue down the bogey line. Now let's see how he feels about this flying bar. Not sure if he's done this before, but we're going to certainly see how it works out today. Now he's engaged with the flying bar, going for the switch grip. Oh, get out, get out, get out. A little slow on the clear, but unfortunately manages to get out of the way. Gets the wall up without any problem, and then clears. Unfortunate close call, but manages to avoid danger nonetheless. And then we're going to move on to our next athlete here shortly. Oh. Briefly delayed here while we wait to figure out if this athlete's coach is going to be able to make it over in time for his run. He's not stepping to the start platform until his coach arrives, it seems. So we're going to leave it up to the official Ryan here to decide if we're going to wait for the coach or it looks like that is the call that we're going to be making. All right. Hardly had an opportunity to catch his breath after just running the challenge course over on the other side. But Scott is here. You can see he's a little winded. Nice. A little far on the side of that landing there. I think we got a small rip here on the sticks, but he's got a. All right, we are going to be delayed a little bit further on our runs here as the athlete has ripped his hands, and we have to. He's asked that we delay his run.
Okay, I'll put you later in mine too. Okay. What happens to you?
James, they just wrapped it. We just need to clean the stick. All right, I think we got Emmett up on the start block as we resume our competition today. Emmett goes up and across, sliding down a little bit on those quad steps, making a recovery. All right, locking up onto the sticks. Not sure what else you would call them here. Building up that swing for the dismount. And he nails the landing. Very slow and focused here on the balance. Very nice jump. And we're going down to the grip strength line. Interesting grab up there on the cannonballs. Manages to keep a lot of power, holding up nice and high, locking up. Nice, and he sticks the landing over there. He's got to go for this jump here to get to that rope. Decides to go back for a reset. Again, we only have 2.5 minutes here on the clock, so there's not a lot of time for second guessing or retries. But hopefully that doesn't serve too much of an issue as we continue going down here, as we get to one of the the second crux point, I think, on our entire course here today, is the bogey line. So he's got his hands locked in on the first two bogeys, it looks like. He's got a big reach to get, right on the edge of that second, or the third one. He's trying to figure out where that fourth one's at. So again, another huge reach that he's gonna have to engage the hips, keep his weight up a little bit. Oh, just misses that grab. Pinches the wall and just doesn't make it onto the cliff. Now we're moving on over to the flying bar here. Going for that switch grip, an excellent decision. Facing backwards. Maybe to get that first move done a little bit more easily. Nice, and he gets that first move done. So now comes the challenge of getting it out of the cradle, or out of the drones and into the next set of cradles here. If he can do that, fortunately he manages to keep a good grip on there to not slip off. He gets low, heels aren't staying on the ground, and that's going to be a huge issue if we're trying to lift things up, because that's where all that power comes from, is having the heels planted. Oh, he's engaged in the back, gets it up just a couple inches. Nice, he's slowly getting it up there. Nice, it's high enough, it looks like. Looks like it's staying in place. Sneaks his way under, going up and over the wall, or on the box. Drops down and clears with that ring on the bell. Strong performance from Emmett. Again, just another unfortunate victim of the bogeys. That line is not to be underestimated by any means, and I don't think that's the issue. I don't think anyone is thinking, oh yeah, I got this, I can do this in my sleep, when they approach that obstacle. I think it's just inherently difficult, you know? They aren't short reaches. They're not easy grabs. It's just difficult, all in all. So you've got one of the Yees up. I think his name is Dylan. We got Dylan Yee up on the start platform. Having a great time out here, focusing. You can see that his eyes are locked into every move that he makes. Trying to spot the placement before he commits to it. Conserving as much energy as possible. Kicks are a little bit off, but he corrects it at the last second for a strong dismount. Now again, we got somebody that's got to orient themselves. But the dismount onto the balance is just not it. He fumbles a little bit and goes splat. Fully sprawled out and crashes into the box. What immediately afterward makes the grip line look like nothing. Oh, now he's having a good time. He's got that smile on his face. Figures run's basically over. Might as well enjoy it while I'm here. All right, the challenge of the bogeys presents itself. He's got one hand on either side, going for a big pull. Locks in on that third one. Trying to spot where that fourth one might be, and it's a little bit further behind where he can see. Oh, but the strength in that left hand there is what it takes to get over. Nice, another strong grip. Makes it over to the cliff. Onto the devil steps, and a last little bit there for the clear. So that would be a clear on the bogey line there. And we're up here on the flying bar now. Nice. Following in Emmett's footsteps here, hopping over while facing one way, and then adjusting to face the other way to try and get that next move completed. But I think the timing on and again, just like Emmett too, he gets the bar out of the cradles, but unfortunately does not make it into the next transfer. Gets that wall up nice and high. Still gotta go a little bit high. He wants to go up a little bit more. Decides he doesn't have to and just drops down low and climbs up and over the box. Stumbling just a little bit, but he's got enough to clear, and that's the end of it. Excellent run from Dylan. Strong performance, especially over there on that cliff line. I'm wondering, because after you fall on something, it affects your mental for the rest of your run, whether it be a full course or a flow course. And I'm wondering if, had he not fallen on the balance, if he would have been able to fully clear that course. Because, he got past one of the biggest cruxes on the entire thing being that line of bogeys there. And from there, I think he would have had a good chance of getting in first place with that kind of run. Strong performance from Dylan. All right, we got our next runner up. Didn't catch his name, but he's cruising right along. Clinging to that wall. Making nice strong movements all the way through to the green box. Now we got to watch the feet here. The platform is a much lower mat, so you don't have to worry about foot tapping as much, but the grips might be a little bit harder, and you don't get as many. Stumbles a little bit on the balance or on the platform for the finish of that obstacle, but he secures himself. Makes a big reach across, and nice. Makes a split decision or a snap decision to go for that box at the last second to avoid falling on the balance rails. And again, like most of our athletes today, just flying through this whole cliff line here. Nice. Reaching out for a strong grab on the ladder. I believe I'm hearing his name is Aiden. So good work to Aiden thus far. We got that point on the bogey. Reaching out. Got two. He's got another bogey. And then the challenge about going forward is while you can still see where the next bogey is, the transition from the bogey over to the T-ledge is much harder. As you can see, the way the shoulder's oriented, it doesn't want to go that way. So now Aiden's going to try out the flying bar here. Again, copying Emmett and Dylan with the face one way to make that first cradle hop. Turning around to make it out of the next set. Watching that right side quite a bit there. Gonna need a lot of power. And he's got one on each side there, if you can see it. Gets low. Struggles a little bit to get that wall up, but he gets it much higher than necessary and crawls underneath, easily clearing and finishing up strong on that course run. So let's see, I'm going to take a peek at who we got up next. Looks like Thomas is up next. And I believe that's who we have up here on the starting block. So we got Thomas up. And he's going off, enjoying, having a little fun there on the red squares. And sixth landing there on the green box. Nice, solid reaches here. Starts to build up that swing, already going in the right direction. He's just got to pull through and stick the landing, which he does. And again, this is a big jump for a lot of competitors. You got to trust that momentum. Oh, nice. Just clearing that floor there. Close call when he lands on the side, but he manages to pull himself up and then get those flowy, looking like it's effortless pulls here on the grip line does have to lock off a bit for the nunchucks, and then goes for that dismount where it's nice and solid. Chalking up a little bit in preparation for the bogey line, I'm sure. Hopefully the rope doesn't finesse enough too much of that chalk. First jump out is not going to cut it. Nice. Second time through does the trick. He does have to get to that that little bogey there, that first bogey. Yep, that's the point there. So that's important for the timing on these obstacles if it comes down to it. Because again, a lot of people are falling here. Huge reach. Oh, but he can't quite find it while he's in the middle of their reach. Gets a little bit lost. He did try to do the forward technique, facing away from the back cradle to try and make that transfer over. Fortunately, it does not work for him. Once he makes his way down to that wall, though, it's nothing. Clears it like it's lightweights. Rings the bell for the finish. Strong run from Thomas. All right, Xavier is up next. Yep. So we got Xavier up. Almost done resetting the course. He's going off, can't quite see where the footing is, but I'm sure he did a fine job getting across the red squares there. And then keeping his body facing the wall as you should. If you've ever gone right climbing, that is the best way to get across those small holes. Oh, moving a little too quickly here. He misses the footing on the wall, can't quite get all the way to the green like he wants. And then a quick turnaround midair secures it. And I know we can't quite see where those sticks are here. I'm going to try and go up some. There we are. Nice. Excellent job. Again, bucking those hips up nice and high. Plenty of swing. Just got to get the precision for that big dismount. Oh, nice. Saves it by pulling down on the other side. Excellent call there at the last second. Clutching up. All right. Angles that Bosu and his foot. Not Bosu, balloon. In the direction he wants to go, double foots it. Oh, not enough power in that jump to get across. He comes up a little bit short, walking himself backwards. Lots of control up here on the grip line. Good pulls, one hand on each nunchuck. He does not choose to lock off. Doesn't have to. All right, and he's going for that rope. Swings out. I don't know if that's going to be enough swing to get to where he needs to be. Decides that he needs to go back to the start platform and reset. Great decision. He's going for another way around. Oh, comes up a little bit short on the reach. All right, and then he steps down. Not quite getting there. Sorry, went a little too excited on the trigger to get that camera up. All right, one hand is up on the first bogey there. He's reaching out. Gripz up on that second one. He's got a big bump with that right hand there to get over to that third. Oh, but not enough. All right, we're going to see what we got. We're here on the flying bar. Very tough move so far today. I don't think we've had anyone have any success thus far. Could Xavier be our first athlete? Oh, no. Slips off.
Drop that booty.
Drop it like it's
Come
hot.
on. Come on. Get that booty down.
Oh, it's moving up slowly but surely. But there's not enough in the tank. Exhaustion of all that upper body obstacles kicks in and catches up to him, and unfortunately just doesn't have it to get that wall up. All right, so we got Taven coming up from earlier, who had an unfortunate rip on the wooden pegs. We're going to see what our... All right. We're almost on our last. And once Taven finishes his run, we will be all set with our team competitors for this flow course. And then after Taven finishes his run, we will switch over to the elites. I believe we've got 4 or 5 elite males and 3 elite females competing today. All right, so it looks like Taven is extra taped up, ready to rumble. All right, and Ryan seems satisfied. All right, and he's off once again. He's got a little bit more fire in him this time after seeing some of these other competitors go. Potential benefit from, oh. All right, looks like he was allowed to use the wall there a little bit. Nice, good reaches. Hopefully we don't get another rip. There's a phone left there on the obstacle. Nice, huge toss there. Oh, but does not clear the balance this time around. An unfortunate occurrence that you hate to see. That ring is going kind of wild. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him. Fortunately, it gets caught up in the other ring and does not lead to any injuries. Locking out on those nunchucks here. Got plenty of swings. And boom, that's it.
I mean,
All right, getting a little caught up on the ladder with their shaking all over the place. It does make that touch.
is this the same charger?
No.
You sure? I need to get a new iPad.
Okay.
I have 2 iPads in the same account.
Here, just take the battery and grab yourself a charger. Looking good up here on the bogeys. Oh, but does not manage to make the match.
So,
All right. Following the advisory and recommendations of his coach, he's going for the reverse tech. So he's facing one way, hopping the bar across, and then switches to the other side. Oh, hops again just to the other side of the cradles. Oh, manages to maintain that grip to avoid that bar coming down and chomping him. Gets low, nice. Lots of power to get that wall up. No issues. Almost curved that wall, if I'm not mistaken. Climbs up and over the box and walks his way down to finish and hit the bell. So with that being the conclusion of our teen athletes here today, we're going to shift right over onto the elite course, which looks like we're going to be starting off with one of our elite females. Savannah. Now, it appears that Savannah, from the moment that she came in today, was very focused and had a very stoic energy about her that told me, at least, that she's not here to play around. She's here to complete this course, conquer the day, and walk home on that first place podium with that first place necklace, medallion, whatever you want to call it. Nice. Cruises right through the first obstacle. Ooh, a little bit of a slip up and manages to quickly save herself when going on to the next set of obstacles here. Excellent poise here up on the sticks. Adjust that swing accordingly to get just enough of a pull and goes for that excellent landing. One leg Karate Kid technique. Manages to make that jump. Oh, but the foot drags on the floor a bit. I don't think that is going to be a clear, unfortunately. We're going to see how the rest of the course looks for her. Oh, huge pull through that second nunchuck. Easily makes that landing. Offered some chalk by her coach, but decides that she is not in need of it. Says, I got this. I'm just going to make my way over to this ladder, and then maybe then I'll chalk up, because he's still standing nearby. Nope, she decides, I'm going to just go for it. That's what I like to see. Personally, not a huge fan of chalk myself. Oh, grips onto the bottom board, pulling through with ease on those bogeys. Nice. Oh, but slips off of the T-ledge at the last second there. And decides that she might as well just finish the obstacle, pulling through and dismounting on the red. Now we're going to try out the flying bar, hopping up pretty quickly here. Locks in with that switch grip. That seems to be the beta that our athletes are going for today. Maintaining that swing while turning around, demonstrating lots of bodily control. Oh, and we get a click on that first cradle, making that the closest anyone has come thus far to completing that obstacle here today. Nice, Savannah goes. I didn't even realize she got the wall up by the time she was underneath it, so must have been lightweight for her. Cleared it. Looking strong. All right, next up we have Joy. All right, and there goes Joy. Making a strong start, just cruising right along through these first set of obstacles. Probably got through that first set of first set of two, excuse me, in about under 30 seconds probably. Under 15. And get this dismount here. Lots of swing, looking good. Nice and secure, nice and steady on that landing too. Taking a deep breath, a moment to pause and correct her positioning before we commit to that balance leap. Nice, uses her height to get a little bit more extension out of it and manages to make it all the way to that next rail. Oops. Nice, strong pulls here on the nunchucks. Looking excellent. Nice, ooh, coming a little bit close there. Again, using her height to not have to commit to a jump. Oh, doesn't make it on that first swing through. Hooks her foot in. Oh, and again, it's just not enough. That platform, as you can see, is sliding a little bit, is not stuck in place. So the more you kick into it, the harder it is going to be to get to that ladder. She takes a second to collect her composure. There we go. Looking much stronger in the third attempt. Nice. Manages to smack that cliffhanger here. And then we're moving on to the bogey line. Shakes out a little bit. Because, yeah, she's got 1 minute left on the clock, and she's got about 3 obstacles left to get through. She's got the bogeys, the bar, the UFO dismount, and the wall. So we're talking 4 obstacles at the end of the day. holding on nice and strong, looking excellent. Nice. Oh, but slips down on that fourth bogey. Crashes down into the mat. Makes her way over here to the flying bar. Oh, just misses the jump, unfortunately, and slips right off. It's okay, though. We're going to finish up with a nice strong wall lift. Engaging that back. Nice, and lifts it up with no problem whatsoever, demonstrating how much power she's got. Climbs up and over that box, and you can just faintly hear that bell as she makes her way out of there and finishes the course strong. Showing a few signs of fatigue here as she comes out the other end of that tunnel. And last but not least, we've got Sydney for our elite females. So Sydney and Dylan are brothers, or brother and sister, excuse me. So we can see that she's being followed by him on the course here today as he followed her. Gotta love a good sibling rivalry, especially when it's in the same sport. So she's looking good up here on the sticks, not having much of an issue, building that swing up marvelously, and a strong dismount there. Very convincing as she lands. And this is the way that we've learned to do this obstacle, is to just adjust that first balloon. Nice, and then one leap of faith, as it were, to keep going. Now Sydney can keep this same composure that she's shown thus far. Once she gets to these bogeys, as long as she can get through the line of bogeys, I believe that'll land her in first place. We're almost at that point in the course. She can't quite reach the rope, unfortunately, so she's going to have to commit to that leap. She does so, taking a second to return back to that start platform, realign the swing, and reaches out, snags that second from the top rung, and immediately starts going up. Hits that point on the bogey there. And like I said, if she doesn't want it to be a matter of a few seconds, she's going to have to get through all 4 of these bogeys and then still have something left to make the transfer. Oh, but there's nothing left. And she slips off, going down on that second bogey. So with her run being at an end, unfortunately, she's still going to try out the obstacles that we've got left on the course here today, starting with our flying bar maneuver. So she gets that swing going nice and steady, looking strong, makes that first transition without much issue. Immediately turns around to look at that next set of cradles. That's where we got to make it. So she's starting to build that swing up, generating it. Nice and strong. Oh, and again, we got one clip on one side. Clips the left side of that cradle, but unfortunately does not secure the right. And once we get that wall up, she's looking strong. Gets about waist high. Manages to get under the wall, and that is the end of Sydney's run. Again, another solid performance from our athletes here today. Moving on to our first of the elite lineup. First of the elite males lineup. I believe it is Joshua up here on the starting block. His name really is written on the back of his shirt. All right, Josh is off. There we are. Smooth work up here on the rock wall. Nice big pullback here onto the green. Clears it with no problems. Now he's locked up on the, well, not locked up, but locked in on the sticks. Nice deep squat. Oh, he's considering just completely skipping the balance. Decides that it might not be the best way to go about this. And instead goes for it. Oh, nice. That dive for the finish. Dive for the clear, I should say. Excellent pulls here. And sticks the landing over there on that step, or on that platform. Chalks up a little bit before engaging with our rope obstacle. Jumps out, excellent catch. Slides his foot into the bottom rung, and he's going up. First contact on that next obstacle there has been made. Now he's just got to make himself adjust himself so that he can begin working on the line of bogeys. Nice, an excellent high reach up. Another good strong reach. Could this be the second time? Oh no, but the finger just snaps off of that seal edge at the top there. Any case, might as well give this. Oh, clips. Fortunately, I believe that was the bar that clipped on the side rail there. Making his way down over to the wall lift, pushes his chest forward into it, lifts it like it's nothing. Barely has to duck down to get under and clear that wall there. All right, next up for the elite males is Jesse, I think. Yes, it is Jesse that is up. And then strides right through the blue, continuing a strong performance so far, grabbing onto that rope, and then smoothly makes his way around the corner onto the next set of obstacles. Strong walk-offs here as he aims for that dismount on the red. Nice, excellent landing. Nice deep squat to maintain his balance. Oh, manages to make it to the box, but unfortunately is a little too much to the right side there to stick to the top of it. Besides that, he's still got the motivation to keep working his way through the course, taking a breath between each swing here to help keeping that blood flow. So you don't want to get too pumped up here, especially when it comes to these bogeys. Nice huge pullback, goes lots of power to get to that ladder there. Begins making his way up. And leans himself back to start engaging with the bogeys. Looking a little spider-like up here. As he reaches back for that second one, or the third. Reaching back for that number 4. And then he's got a lock-off going. Nice, makes a solid transition from one to the other. And again, keeping those lock-offs strong as he finishes up with that dismount onto the red platform. Now, we're going to be checking out the last little bit after a brief moment of lag there, it looks like. To shake out, size up the obstacle before we start moving our way up. Nice, and he is fully engaged now. So it looks like he's, went for the hop, but unfortunately did not get that other side locked in. So he rushes over, lifts the wall like it's nothing, quickly dives under, which is what you'd expect from an athlete with that kind of build, and clears at the bell. Strong display from Jesse. Just an unfortunate mishap there on the balance line there. All right, up now is Jack Howe. An on and off regular at Gripz Gym, being followed by Coach James. He's apparently been dismissed. So he's being followed by Coach James, who has apparently been dismissed to the back half of the course for chalk holding duty. So Jack's already got a little bit of chalk up on his hands there, it looks like. So he doesn't need coaching at the start here. And then once he's finished asking his questions, we'll get going with his run. All right, looks like he's focused in. Lots of speed there. Quickly has to slow down in order to not overshoot that blue box. Nice, looking very strong here so far. Up on each of these sticks. Quickly builds a swing up and one good pull. Nice, solid dismount here. Angles himself in the right direction, rocking the Coca-Cola socks. Nice, huge dive for that dismount there. Nice, huge pulls on each of these swings. Looking for that dismount. Makes the dismount on the nunchucks. Not wasting any time or energy. Flying through this course here today. Nice. Gets a good touch on that first bogey for the clear on the previous obstacle before he commits to actually moving along it. He's got one hand on either side of this wall here. So now let's see what he's got as we start to move down this way. Yes. Gets one on each side here. Now he's got to make that move over to the T-ledge. It's going to be a hard rotation, given the orientation of the shoulders. Oh, and he goes for a jump, trying to bypass the T-ledge, it looks like. Unfortunately, it's not enough power, given the positioning of his hands, to make that clear. So now we're up here on the flying bar, trying it out just for fun. Sizing it up a little bit, it looks like. Nice, easy transfer from one side to the next. As he, again, turns around to readjust his grip. Sizing up those cradles, looking to aim. Oh! Fortunately, he gets out of there just
You reset it
quick
for us.
enough. A little distracted now knowing that his run is over, but manages to get that wall up. Nice, high lift. Continues through and finishes up. All right, we got Andrew up on the starting block. Nice. And again, going through pretty quickly. After watching Jack's run, he realizes that he's got to go pretty fast through these obstacles here if he wants to have a spot on that podium. Nice, solid dismount there. Again, angling himself perfectly. Nice, smoothly, immediately going into the next obstacle, not wasting a second. Oh no, you hate to see something like that happen. Goes for a huge dismount and just lands a little too close to the one side, causing it to tip over and dump him back in the no-no zone. But he quickly makes that mental recovery to continue on to show us what he's got for the rest of this course here today. Nice, strong grips. Nice, making these bogeys look like they were made for him. Solid lock off with the hand behind the head. And then crushing the bogey line there, which I think is going, unfortunately, largely unacknowledged by the crowd here. That is no small feat to fly through that the way he did. Oh, goes for that big hop, but unfortunately just launches the bar right into the opposite set of cradles. And again, he's going backwards onto the reverse set. Oh, managed to get the bar out that time, but does not have the momentum to carry him to the next set. Nice. Uses a little bit of knee to get that wall up to where he wants it, and then clears. Finishes. And he is understandably frustrated by the way he went out on that platform. Other than the small slip up at the end of that grip line, that was an excellent performance from Andrew. Should definitely be proud of his run there. Yeah, I'm going to go make sure that platform is repositioned to where it's got to be. All right, we're looking good. Nice, excellent start here. And then reaches out smoothly. Very focused as he continues through here. Taking a big breath. Oh, squeezing the heck out of that. Swing facing the wrong direction, but manages to correct it just in the nick of time to spot his landing and secure it. So now we're at the ninja, the upsetter, I would call it, over there on the balance line there. Huge pulls on the grip line here, skipping I think half of the holds that are hanging up there today for a nice stable dismount. Nice huge swing out to the ladder. Nice, gets the clear on the ladder, or on the rope obstacle ladder. And he's beginning to reorient himself so he can begin moving across the bogies. Opts for the forward tech, which again, while making it a little bit nicer. Oh no! But loses his grip and just slips off of that last bogey while reaching for the T-ledge here. Over here on the flying bar, the last obstacle for the third to last obstacle. Let's see how he approaches this one today. Nice, hops it to the forward side, which I don't know if he intended to do. Ooh, tries to hop it to the back and unfortunately does not have enough power to get it all the way in and goes crashing down. Gets nice and low very quickly on the wall, drops to lift it, it's up there in no time, slips under, and clears for the finish. And now with that run, I believe that is the conclusion of the elite athletes. We'll do a quick check for video reviews, I believe, shortly, and then give the athletes a little bit of redemption time. But I think that's all of our runners for our flow course today. If you enjoyed the performances, you can catch I believe all of the same athletes over on our challenge course here. That will get going about 45 minutes or so. Because as before, we got to do redemption over here on this side, and then we'll be switching up to the awards, and then they'll be allowed to go and try out the challenge course. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off for now, but I'll leave the stream going on mute so you can watch a little bit of the redemption. All right, we're heading. It's about time to get started with the awards. We're going to start with teens, and then we'll move up to the elites for the award ceremony here. So,
Alright, let's get started.
where's Ethan? Have him help you. Well, he can hold the medals or something.
Ethan. Start with the team. Third, we have Braylon.
Third. Oh, Ethan. Yes, correct.
And second, we have Coley. And at first, we have Caitlin.
Excellent runs. Watch out.
Good job, ladies.
All right. Excellent work. And we are going to.
Next up, the guys. And third, we had Emmett.
Good job, Emmett.
And second, we had Aiden W. And at first, we had Aiden B.
Go Aiden! Aiden!
And Xavier also qualified for that.
Nice job, you guys.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, I like that one.
Second, we have Troy. And at first, we have Sydney.
Yeah! Okay!
Nice job. You guys are good.
And for the guys, and third, we had Joshua. Second, we had Alexander.
Yeah.
And at first, we had Jack. Good job, guys.
Good work, everybody. You guys are all set. Nice.
How is this an upcoming event?
Is it muted or not?
I think this is unmuted.
All right.
I'll have to ask Artie for that. Now, where do I want to stand for this? Oh, please turn. So up, but right is left. Cool. So up here. Down. Wow, this thing is fast. Hard to keep up with.